Welcome to Revelation Unraveled. I'm your host, William Tapley, also known as the Third Eagle of the Apocalypse and the Co-Prophet of the End Times. On this program, I want to take another look at this very evil image from that iPad commercial, and I want to compare it with this image painted 10 or 15 years ago from the Denver airport murals by Leo Tanguma. And I don't think that either of these artists, either Tanguma or whoever painted this one for the iPad commercial, knew what they were doing. I'm sure that some higher up from the Illuminati told them what to include. And now I've already compared this image with a scene from Psy's video Gangnam Style. And in that video, there are two men blown up by a large explosion, and Psy marches towards the camera. And Psy symbolizes the Antichrist. And these also are depicting the birth of the Antichrist. So let's take a closer look and see how these two images compare. Now in this evil iPad commercial painting, the Illuminati, that is the rich elite that run this world, are controlled by Satan. They always like to include sexual imagery in their artwork. And here we see a woman about to give birth. And at the center we see this tiny figure being born who symbolizes the New World Order / Antichrist. And in order to achieve this birth, a lot of violence must occur. And we see both an explosion here, represented by the sun, and a dead figure here with a lot of smoke rising. Thus we see two acts of violence are required to bring forth this figure, which represents both the New World Order and the Antichrist. Now there seems to be some kind of occult connection between Denver, Barack Obama, and this year's Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, of course, will be the 48th. 4 plus 8 would be 4 plus 4 plus 4. And Barack Obama's number in Bible prophecy is 444. And in that Denver playoff victory, Peyton Manning shouted out Omaha 44 times. And of course, Omaha signified Obama. And now let's take a look at this very strange mural from the Denver airport. Now in this Denver art mural by Leo Tanguma, we see many of the same elements as found in the iPad commercial. For example, the hidden sexual imagery. Both the male and the female parts are shown here. In fact, this little sign even has the word impenis printed on it. And I took a lot of heat from Anderson Cooper and Stephen Colbert for pointing this out. Of course, that simply proves that my analysis was correct. And here at the bottom center, as in the iPad commercial, we see the birth of the Antichrist. And this is a perversion of the nativity. And this woman signifies Mary. That is, in this case, a perversion of Mary. And notice the halo around her head. And her little child with also what symbolizes a halo around his head as the Antichrist. And two acts of violence must precede his birth. And we see here a sacrificed leopard. And the other event is this enormous fire which is consuming this city in the background. Now, where do the Illuminati get their ideas for this perverse kind of artwork? Well, don't forget, Satan knows the Bible better than most Christians. And what he is depicting in both of these images is the birth of the Antichrist following the destruction of the leopard, as found in Daniel 7, verse number 6. And this leopard symbolizes both Barack Obama and the United States. And that's what those two violent events in both of these images are depicting. And that is the defeat of both the leader of the United States, that would be Barack Obama, and the United States itself. Let's look at Daniel 7, verse number 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon its back 4 wings of a bird. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. Now the beast, as I have told you oftentimes, with 4 heads and 4 wings, symbolizes Barack Obama, because he is our 44th president. And because Barack Obama is both black and white, that's why he is represented by a leopard. And of course he has been given dominion because he is the leader of the free world. And don't forget, this symbol also represents a kingdom, both a king and a kingdom. That's why Daniel sees the beasts come up out of the sea, whereas the angel says they come up out of the earth. And please don't listen to the false prophets that this is Germany. For heaven's sake, who is the leader of Germany that has 4 heads and 4 wings? And of course, none of them have and none of them will have. This leopard symbolizes our own United States of America, and it must be destroyed to bring about the birth of the New World Order. And Barack Obama also must be, if not destroyed, certainly relegated to the background if we are going to get the Antichrist. And Satan understands this. And now the next verse describes what this New World Order will be that both of these images are presenting to us. Verse number 7. After this I saw in the vision of the night, and behold, a 4th beast. This is the New World Order. Terrible and dreadful and exceeding strong. It had great iron teeth, eating and breaking in pieces and treading down the rest with its feet, and it was diverse from all the other beasts which I had seen before, and it had 10 horns. Now this is the same as the scarlet beast in the book of Revelation, which will burn America with fire in 1 hour. Now what these evil images will not tell you is how to defeat the Antichrist. In fact, they make fun of religion. Here we see a mockery of Mary and the baby Jesus. And in this iPad commercial we saw a mockery of a cathedral, which was called foolishness. But Daniel, however, does tell us how to defeat the Antichrist and his one world government. And that is through Mary's rosary. And he does it through numerology, because the chapters and the verses are often divided into a 444 sequence, which indicates Barack Obama in the United States. 444 is Barack Obama's number in Bible prophecy, as we just discussed. That is followed by 666, that is the Antichrist and the one world government, which coincides with exactly what these Illuminati artists are saying. But they are not telling you that 666 is then followed by 555. And we know that symbolizes the weapon which Jesus will use to defeat the Antichrist, just as David chose 5 smooth pebbles to defeat Goliath. Now some people have been putting comments on my videos that they are a little nervous about these events occurring on Super Bowl Sunday. And I think it's very possible. I think it's possible that they will attempt to assassinate Barack Obama, and they will attempt to cause a false flag event. But we can put these events off. We can pray Mary's rosary. She can protect us. I have said that many, many times on this program, and we certainly need protection in these evil days. And I also recommend that you visit my new ThirdEagleMedia.com website, where I have unsealed all the prophecies of Daniel. And you can download those PDF files so you can understand exactly what Daniel was talking about in his vision chapters. Because Daniel, as he is printed in your Bibles, you cannot understand. Those prophecies are sealed up. All the chapters and verses must be rearranged, and then you can understand that 444 will be followed by 666 sooner or later, but 666 will also be defeated by 555, which is Mary's Rosary. And don't forget, you can help my ministry by clicking on the PayPal button.